What's up? What's up? My name is Royce the 5'9", and this is a Radio 1 original. You know, the actual writing process for me is just a coping mechanism. You know, I write things down to free my mind. You know, so I'm always gonna be inspired to do that. You know, I'm always gonna be inspired to do it. I think it's something that I'm always gonna do. I don't always have to release music though. You know, so that's another thing. I think that's a common misconception about artists. I think that everybody thinks that all artists want to just release records forever, and we're like in some numbers race, or we're like, you know, like wanting to be famous and all of these things. I need to write in order to not go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm inspired to do so, that makes it all the more better. You know, because I can write just to get some things off my mind, and I can never release it, and with no plans to release it. But those times when I'm like inspired to do so, like if I've heard somebody else is real dope to me, or like it may be something that happened to me in life that may have inspired like a story, or just inspired me to go in and do something in particular. It could be anything, you know, but I'm one of those people that feels like through hip hop, all things are possible. You know, just if you look at anybody's story, like Ice Cube, you know, the first time that he decided to write a movie, it was Friday. You know what I mean? So who does that? Who goes in and creates and writes a classic movie their first time trying to write a movie? You know, and I read something that said John Singleton told him, listen, if you can write a song, you can write a movie. And just by him telling him that, and that gave him the confidence to take a real swing at it. And, you know, like taking a real swing at it in a confident way is what created that classic. You can't deny that. And if it wasn't for his hip hop platform, NWA lineage and all of that, that may not have even been possible. So I think just learning as you go, to take the platform and just make it turn into other things, and just get all your talents out. Everything that you have, just get it all out. You know what I mean? Oh, my relationship is the same. My relationship is the same with everybody. You know, I'm cool with everybody. I'm cool with everybody. There isn't any beef. Never was any beef. It just, you know, just misunderstanding, or, you know, and certain people not liking certain things that certain people said. You know, like M didn't like what Joe said about him. You know, Paul didn't like what Joe said. You know, I had an issue with the way that he did it. I spoke to him. You know, Joe's my friend. Joe does plenty of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Joe have had plenty of conversations about things that he said. You know, like, I'm fully aware of all of his characteristics, and I realized that he has a propensity to do very, very, very crazy things when it comes to just him using his verbiage. You know, and he's not the first person who I've been tight with like that. You know, like I think I attract those kind of people sometimes. Not everything he says bothers me, you know, and then when he says something that I don't like, we talk about it and we get past it. You know, as far as like on the Shady side, there never was a falling out of Slaughterhouse. We didn't necessarily break up. That was just the issue where they decided they're not going to release the album. So that came at a time when I was kind of doing other things. I was focusing on Prime. Joe started to do his podcast. That's going really well for him. And that's just kind of where we are. You know, Crooked is in the content game now. He's doing really well with that. And you got to remember, our group kind of formed at a time when we all were in the same kind of position. You know, we all were on the internet just kind of attacking the net on some freestyle shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think people kind of looked at us to kind of bring lyricism back at that moment, you know, so us forming together was just really exciting for people. And prior to that, we were all solo artists. So we never really broke up. You know, the positioning is just a little bit different now to be able to pull the trigger on something like Slaughterhouse in an effective manner to get it done, let's say by this date. You know, like we don't all have the same amount of time to put into it at the same time. And that doesn't always happen for us all at the same time. It has to be at a moment where we all got time to actually be able to put into it. But it's nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing where it's like, there's a problem between anybody or anything like that. Like all of the arguments that we ever had and anything like that, it's just normal stuff that you would go through when you spending a whole lot of time around somebody. Like we spent 7 years, pretty much 7 years straight around each other every day. And we all, for all intents and purposes, met each other in the group. I didn't know Crook prior to. Let's get started. You know what I mean? So I didn't know Joe. I didn't know Joel. I mean, I was a fan of all of them, but I didn't know them. So, it's cool. I think what we were able to accomplish out of it, being 4 guys who didn't know each other prior to, I think what we were able to accomplish as a collective is incredible. I'm extremely proud of that.